What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to do an oil change on my lawnmower here. It is a John Deere f725 with, I believe, the 16 horsepower Kawasaki liquid cooled V-twin. It's a really nice mower. I got it about a year ago. It had an issue with this ignition module box thing right here. The original one went bad. I bought one on Amazon that was like 20 bucks, I think. Put it on. It ran great for about 45 minutes or so, and then that one quit working. So I took it, sent it back, got another one, and it's ran flawlessly since. The previous owner put new coils on this thing because he thought that was the issue. I believe he put a new carburetor on it too. That still didn't fix it. When I got it, I ended up putting a new set of spark plugs in it just because they were kind of old. This thing's got a couple hundred hours on it now. I've got a 4-wheeler battery in it. The original battery that this thing calls for is like ridiculous. It's like 200 bucks, and I didn't feel a need for running a battery that size. I have a regular lawnmower battery, but it's in my Cub Cadet over at the horse barn right now, so I just take the one out of my 4-wheeler and stick it in here, and it works just fine. Cranks it up, runs it no problem. But today we're going to do an oil change on this thing, and over here on this side, so left side, we've got this little turn piece right here. There's a hose that comes out up underneath here. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. This hose runs down. We're going to slide our drain pan up underneath there. Then we're going to turn this piece, this little brass piece right here, and it's going to drain the oil out. I've got a new filter too. It's a Napa 1394 or 1395, I believe, for this thing. We're gonna put either 1040 or 1030 in this thing. I'm not sure which one this calls for. Yeah, I'm gonna get that drain pan, stick under there, grab a wrench for that thing, and we're gonna get draining the oil. Okay, so you're gonna need a 10mm wrench for that. I'm gonna go ahead and pop the fuel plug off of here, which looks like it's a little too full. I believe it is too full, and it also smells like gas, so it's a good thing we're changing this. You just pop that loose, and then we should be draining, theoretically. Yeah, we are. Look at that, we got oil. So we're just gonna let that drain for a couple of minutes, and then I'll see if I can get this filter off, and we'll get to filling it up with new oil. See, that stuff's dirty looking. Yeah, this definitely got some gas in it. I should have changed it a little while ago, but kind of forgot. But we're doing it today on my day off from work. So we'll get the oil changed. I'm gonna get everything greased on this thing, and we should be good to go for this season then. Alright, so now we got all the oil drained out. We're gonna tighten this plug back up. If I can remember what I did with the wrench. Oh, here it is. Fairly snug. You don't want to over tighten it. That piece is brass, and if you're not careful, you will mess it up pretty good. Clean my hands off a little bit here. Now let's grab this filter, spin it right off. Hopefully it drains all into the pan and doesn't make a mess. Napa 1394. Screw this one on off. We're going to take the filters. See, they look pretty close. We'll take and kind of rub them together. That gets some oil on that new gasket. Screw this thing on here. Maybe. There we go. I'm not sure what the difference is between the 1394 and the 1395. I know neither one of these oil filters will work on the Predator 670, which is what I have in my red Cub Cadet. So I'm not sure what the differences in the filters are, but I run a Fram filter on it just because it's one of the only ones that I've found that'll actually fit it. I don't typically try to run Fram on anything else though, just because they're not the greatest filters in the world, but for it, it'll work. Matter of fact, I need to change the oil on it sometime soon too. Now I'm going to grab a funnel and we're going to slap some Napa 1030 back in this bad boy. We've got our funnel. Put that in the hole. We got our oil. Put this into the funnel. There wasn't a ton left in this, only about a quart. This thing should use about 2 quarts. So I'm going to have to dump a little bit of 530 in it just because I don't have quite enough 1030 to do it. Might have one more jug around here somewhere that's got some in it, but I ain't sure. And there wasn't much at all in that one. I'm just going to leave it there while I look around for another jug. Okay, well, 530 was the only other jug of oil that I could find. So, that'll have to do for the rest of topping this off. Set that right there. I cleaned off the dipstick here. We're going to screw this in. Check the level, and then that'll tell us if we need to we need to add just a little bit more there, and we'll be topped off. So for anyone whose head is about to explode when I pour this 530 in here with the 1030, it will be completely fine. Don't worry about it. It ain't your lawnmower, is it? No, it's mine. It's mine to do with what I please. You guys would have really freaked out over the old Cub Cadet that I had. I filled it up with 2050 and put like a half a quart of Lucas in that thing. It was so bad, it smoked. Needed a set of rings. That there. Wipe the dipstick off. Put the dipstick in the hole. Check the oil. Needs just a hair more, and we're done. Wrong jug. And that should get us. You know what? We'll give it just a hair more. There we go. Now that's good. We'll let that sit there and drip drip for a second. Okay, pull the funnel out. Check the oil. See, look at that. The oil is full. You technically want to overfill it just a little bit so it gets oil in the filter. Because once you crank it up and run it, it will go down a little bit because the filter is empty. Double check your drain plug, make sure it's good and snug. And then you're done with your oil change. That's all it takes. Well, the only other thing I've got left to do now is to go over and grease the wheels, the spindles, everything on the deck here, and the steering components and stuff, and the foot pedals. But I'm going to do that when I get back because I got to leave and go to work. The boss just called. So I'll be back in a couple hours for you guys. It'll be just a second. Alright, I am back. It is actually the next day. Had to work kind of late last night. Didn't feel like tinkering on this thing when I got home, so here we are, next day. We're gonna get this thing all greased up. We got the oil change done yesterday. Got the new oil filter on there. Got quite a few grease fittings we need to hit. We've got spindles. I believe there's one on the back side of the wheel, possibly, maybe. I'll have to get under there and look. There's one for the pivot back here for the back axle. There's one for the steering knuckle. I know there's two for the PTO drive shaft. There's another one in here for the movement linkage. We got couple up there on the front, one on each spindle. Yeah, we got quite a few. There's one on the steering cylinder. Yeah. Well, I'll get the grease gun out and we'll get to greasing this thing. Remember, don't wear gloves, get grease all over your hands. Be a man. We got one of these lock and lube fittings on the end of this thing. Comes in pretty handy. You just lock it on there, and then grease comes out. So that's about it. Probably gonna have to crank it up so I can rotate these wheels around. But I'm gonna go ahead and get the spindles and any other grease fittings that are up in there that I can reach while the deck is down, and then I'll crank it up to where I can get these wheels really good. Alright, so that should be all the grease fittings. You've got one on each spindle. You've got one down here for the steering piece. There's one on the actual steering cylinder. but I didn't get it just because it's got plenty of grease on it. We got one down there for the hydrostat linkage, and then up here we've got one on each spindle for the deck. We've got one on the wheel spindle each side, one in the front wheels. You've got this one. There's one in the U-joint of the drive shaft, or the PTO shaft. Couldn't really get to it. You can get to it if you take the PTO shaft off, which you can take the deck off and you can get to those really easy. I'm not really that worried about them. They still feel good and tight. We've got those. There's one up under here for the diff lock pedal, and I think that's pretty much all of them. We just got the wheels, the spindles, and steering linkage and stuff, and that's I think that's about it. So, well, now you know how to do oil change and a little basic greasing on your John Deere f725. There's 2 or 3 other models that this could probably apply to. They made a couple different models in this series. This is a 20 horsepower model. I believe they made a 22 or 25 horsepower model, which was a 730. And then they also made a 720, which was a size down from this one. But yeah, as far as everything goes, they're pretty similar across all 3 models. So yeah. But anyways, that's gonna wrap up today's video. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll see you next time.